Your tweet, did you post a link on that?
I did, and we're live now. We're all good to go. Hi everyone, this is DeFi Dad, and you're watching Yield TV. You know, I've done that 6 times now. You'd think I'd get better at it. I still fit in an or an somewhere in between. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, this is Yield TV, episode 6. We've been doing this for 1 week. So this is our 1 week anniversary.
Congrats.
Retire after today. Today I've got Jordan Lyall. Jordan I actually knew from previously working at Consensus myself. And Jordan is an amazing product lead at the company, but he's been very involved in the DeFi community. Jordan actually is the mind behind DeFi Score, which was a way to provide really a way to provide a quantifiable measuring stick for how safe a DeFi platform is to use. And then anyways, we're going to talk all about MEME today. So Jordan, how you doing? Thanks for joining me.
I'm doing well, Travis. How you doing, man? Appreciate it.
Good. Yeah, just before we hopped on, I haven't seen Jordan in a few weeks, but I'm obsessed with this MEME platform, and you do have to hold a token to participate, but once you have that token, you don't need to accumulate more or less of it. Like you can just keep it as like your planting seeds for farming NFTs. So we're going to talk all about what is MEME. I'm actually going to, I think, start off with Jordan can actually walk us through the platform.
Sure.
and then talk more about like where this is all going and how it fits into the DeFi landscape. So Jordan, is there anything else you want to kick off with, like about your background, who you are before we get started?
I think you gave me a pretty good introduction there. Appreciate that. Yeah, as you mentioned, product lead at Consensus, building on DeFi since it's been a thing, right? Full-time Ethereum for 3+ years now. Background in like startup product management, B2C stuff. Sold a mobile app to JibJab, kind of leaders in like memes.
I did not know that. You sold an app to JibJab. Wait, so did you work with JibJab for a while?
Yeah. They acquired my startup that I co-founded, and then I worked there for 4 years and kind of ran the JibJab mobile app and website, and was what? For a while. Yeah.
Wait, so can you share a little bit more just on that? What did you work on at JibJab? And I'll pull it up here while we're talking. Just if you don't know what JibJab is, it's just jibjab.com. It really was it was like a really popular way to memeify yourself with an animated video years ago. And it still is popular, but man, there was a time that I feel like people were just sending these videos to each other. Everyone was putting themselves into the video. Let's see if I can show it.
The company is still going strong. They've been around for 20+ years, believe it or not. In the early days of like sending flash video to your friends, they were in this space. They got kind of famous with political "this land is your land" kind of thing.
That's right.
The presidents kind of dancing around, and then they became big with like an elf yourself type of thing, where you put you and your family's face in these animated greeting cards essentially, and they're still going strong. A lot going on the mobile side as well. It was a fun place to work. Yeah, there were slides in the office, and there were these heads floating around. It was a fun few years to work with them, and
that's so nuts because like I can definitely see the inspirations you probably drew upon with MEME. Like we'll show MEME, but like the website it's very colorful. The images are really playful because it plays off of a lot of like crypto and DeFi inside jokes, and it's been a delight to see all of this like unfold. It's really been fun. So
appreciate that, man. Yeah, that's kind of been the driving force, right? Been building on DeFi, as mentioned. The DeFi Score was great, needed, but at a point it's like, man, I got to build something fun. So that it was really the inspiration there. I was like, how do we merge this awesome new tech, this building infrastructure for future banking, right? A bankless existence, and then merge it with something that would just like get me inspired and have some fun and engage the community. So what really was this coming together of both those things. So it's the meme project has been certainly fun.
Let's do it then. Let's show meme. So Jordan, if you pull up meme on your Chrome window, you should be able to see something at the bottom there. You can start sharing your screen, and then I'll let you know if it's on the wrong window or tab, but it's pretty much like Zoom.
Here we go. I think.
Yep, there we go. And then I'll add it to the stream. Cool. So we can all see it. So yeah, go right ahead.
Great. This is don'tbuymeme.com. So you'll notice there are lots of memes on memes. One of the early memes was "Don't buy meme," because in the early days there wasn't a whole lot there. But the small group of us within the community of meme worked really hard on this platform, and so 10 days in between inception of this community and brand, 10 days later we had a product live on mainnet. And what it was is what you see here. It takes almost the best of both worlds with DeFi yield farming and NFTs. And again, this was launched, conceived of mid-August. This was pre-sushi and the coin, or the food coin clones, right? This was actually in the early days. 6 weeks ago in DeFi.
6 weeks ago, long time ago. Feels like decades ago. Jordan, can you remind me though? There was a tweet that you put out originally, and it was a fake mock-up of something called the Degenerator. And the Degenerator, like you could choose, like it has the rebase of Ampleforth and like the maybe the staking rewards of there we go.
Can you see that?
I want to know, how did you go from this, which was a joke, to what is meme today? Because they're very different. The one thing that I noticed is if you notice in the bottom center, there's the pineapple, and so you guys obviously ran with that. And I just curious, like how did the dots connect here?
Great question. Yeah. So I mean, as you can see, the date of this post here was August 14th. A lot of activity. Total number of impressions exceeding 250,000. But this kind of took off virally. So as mentioned, I'm a product builder in this space, always thinking about what's next, what can further like growth and bring in mass adoption. And I have this background, as discussed, with the DeFi score, which is all about DeFi protocol risk, smart contract risk. And it was, by day I'm thinking about DeFi risk. By night I'm playing with these products, and I'm using YAM, and I'm using all these tools, just like you, just like many of us in this space, right? But something occurred to me that, like, hey, with YAM, and I love those guys. They inspired a lot of this, and then a lot of what we've seen obviously since then. But it was amazing brand, right? With the yam or sweet potato emoji. We started to see copycats of that early on, but really this was a commentary of testing in production, of some of the kind of the degen YOLO development behavior.
It's funny. Like I remember when I saw it, I immediately was like, this is actually a really clever sort of joke for us to laugh at ourselves. Then when I heard you guys were actually building something, I was like, oh God, please let it not actually be what you've laid out here. And even like YAM too. Like side note, I'm not involved in YAM, but I did learn recently YAM is, I think the point of YAM now is they pivoted from whatever the hell they were doing at first to, it's almost like an experimental fund for building new ideas on Ethereum. Like I think the goal is that they're going to deploy capital into some development. So that's great. If it leads to funding development of great products, like I'm all for it. But anyways, back to me. Yeah. How did you go from this to farming NFTs?
Yeah, great question. And it all kind of happened so fast, and part of it I was leading the charge, and part of it I was sitting back and letting the community run with it. But it went from viral tweet where I just happened to pick a pineapple emoji in the drop down here in this fake mock-up. I then put together a Telegram group, and it went from there. So there was a Telegram group of, in the early days, a few dozen people, and there was no kind of notion of like, this is going to be a token, that this is going to be a real project. I created a group just for a few of us to get in here and discuss this thing. Maybe it could turn into a project. Maybe it could. It was really just a few of us with the same sense of humor can jump into this Telegram group and chat. I didn't anticipate anything going from that, but the community kind of took it and ran with it. Someone said, hey, we should have a token. So a token was created. It was airdropped to the early members of this community. But now we're incentive.
It's a worthless token. Same story as always. It's just a token that gets created. There's no product at that point, but they did not know. They did not realize who they were dealing with here. I'd make a worthless token with you as well if I knew it was going to lead to a product. So anyways, so you guys everyone's got the token, and then you said it took about 10 days for you to build the first version of MEME.
Yeah, a number of us said, hey, we should actually build something with this. We should put some value here. You know, if we're going to be the meme coin for DeFi, we should be composable ourselves. We should be a protocol, right? So then 10 days after this tweet, we launched this NFT farming, NFT mining, NFT proof of work live on mainnet. It was just 10 days, a couple engineers that did an amazing job and kind of working through the mechanics here and launching. So when we launched with 2 pools. We're now up to 4 pools.
Yeah, here we go. What's really clever about this? So this is for anyone who's new to this. This is the original 2 pools, and one, the Genesis on the left, you just stake. You can stake. What is it, Jordan? A minimum of 1 meme, maximum of 5.
Exactly. Yeah. So this one, you just stake the meme token itself between 1 and 5.
So they can see because I mean, at the end of the day, like, this is why it's a fun project. I mean, yes, some of these have sold on OpenSea, you know, for some of the more rare ones that are in the other pool, especially, had sold for like 70 or 80 ether. But at the end of the day, like, digital art is fun. This is fun to me, and I don't know. Maybe at some point I will profit from this and be able to sell something for enough money, like a few ETH or a lot more ETH. But this is fun. Like, this meme boy meme, like, it's going to take me 150 divided by 5 meme a day I'm earning. So that's a lot more days here I need to wait. But I love the fact that it's fair. Like, you get on this and it's just a waiting game. You stake the 5 meme if that's how much you've got. I earn 5 pineapples a day, and I don't. There's no way to game the system because the credits are not transferable, right?
Right. For now, you can't move these points or these pineapple points from pool to pool. So yeah, the goal was to keep it fair. At the time of launch, right, the token itself was maybe $50. So lower barrier to entry. Of course, the price has fluctuated quite a bit, but the goal was to try to keep it fair. Meme is for the community. We didn't want whales jumping in and just minting all the cards. So we wanted to keep it accessible to the average user. So that's why we kept the minimum pretty low, or sorry, the maximum pretty low.
What is, Jordan, I'm not a developer, but can you explain at a high level, like, what are the credits that I earn in Pineapple? Like, because I know that the meme token is an ERC20 token. I stake it per usual here. And then that's really the end of it for me. I just watch the pineapples tick upwards they tick upwards continuously. Every day I'm currently earning up to 5 pineapples in a few of these different pools. And then I can choose within the pool. In this case, you've got about a dozen memes. Quite a few of them have already been maxed out. Like, there's only a limited number. So that's another aspect of this that makes it fun is you know, you gotta pay attention and mint, or else you guys run out of these memes.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, some are selling out. These rare cards sell out pretty quickly. It took the Andre card 24 hours to sell out. And then once we launched Hayden, that sold out in under 10 minutes. So
Wow.
it's pretty insane. But yeah, so to answer your question, you're right. You stake your meme token, you start accruing these pineapple points, and these pineapples are not tokenized. They're not ERC20. They're not anything that you can right now that you can move around. There are plans potentially for changes to this, but for now the system works where it's really just it's all on chain. So it's still all on chain, but it's like an algorithm. It's a digit within the smart contract that is counting up. So it's all on chain and provable. You could go check it out and on Etherscan, and you can see how many points or how many pineapples that you've earned in this pool. But yeah, it's all within that same smart contract.
And you guys have continued to release new memes. So I love the fact that like someone could accrue a lot of pineapples in this pool. And then let's pretend everything's been minted that they'd like to mint. Like I minted the Vitalik one in the middle there, but there's a bunch of rare memes that I wasn't able to mint. But I was excited to see the meme boy one come out. I'm like, I don't know if it'll be there like by the time I have enough pineapple, but it definitely is a platform that rewards you for sticking around. The longer you stick around, the more pineapples you have, the more likely it is that a new meme might come about that I would have enough pineapple to mint.
Yep.
It's fun. And this stuff has a value to it. Like there is the parallel of, I am performing an action. I'm incentivized to stake meme and to farm these pineapples. And then instead of earning a governance token, in the end, I'm earning, a rare piece of digital art that has a value that I could go potentially sell on OpenSea or shoot, what's the other one? Is it Rarible?
Rarible's the other one, yeah.
Rarible's the other one. So yeah, anyways, anything else though to call out here? I know, do you want to explain the Genesis LP pool? Because that one involves a little bit more risk than what's here.
So yeah, this one's interesting. It was also just an experiment to say, hey, could we kind of incentivize liquidity on Uniswap? So it's another like yield farming tactic or meme,
yeah.
which is instead of just locking up the token itself, also locking up the LP token. What an LP token, that stands for liquidity provider. You would go on Uniswap and you would deposit your meme tokens and an equivalent value in ETH. So you would deposit meme and ETH into the Uniswap smart contract. And what you're doing there is you're providing liquidity, or you're uploading funds to allow other users, other traders on Uniswap, give them utility, and then you're earning a percentage there. So we then ask users to go and do that, and then in exchange for adding liquidity to Uniswap, you get LP tokens. It's like your share of the liquidity on Uniswap, or your receipt for adding liquidity. So you take these LP tokens, you come back to our site, and you stake these instead. So instead of staking the meme token itself, you're staking the LP tokens. And we saw the experiment pay off, and it went from maybe a 40K liquidity amount on Uniswap. Just by flipping these contracts live, people jumped in, and it went up 10x, 400 liquidity on the spot. So people were incentivized here to add liquidity, and in doing that, users have access to these legendary cards. So the same type of collection, the same celebrities here, but these are very, a lot more time went into the creation of these cards. As you can see, it's a little bit different style. Our artist, Wrecked Me, he spent a lot more time in crafting these things. And then you'll see how there's only 10 that exist per card. So definitely more and more rare. These are the legendary cards. They go for quite a bit on the secondary market of OpenSea. But it's a little bit tougher to get because you have to know how to jump through those hoops. You have to wait a little bit longer.
By the way, if anyone is wondering how to participate in that, I was just showing a minute ago, Jordan, I'm showing my screen just for 1 second. If you go to Zapper.fi/invest, if you go to explore opportunities, search meme, there's a Zap. There's about 2.8 $281 million of liquidity there. You can add liquidity there with something like Ether or Meme or maybe like a stable coin like DAI, but we'll zap it in for you. Now you have the LP token. And so then you can go to don'tbuymeme.com. And if you go to that Genesis LP pool, you can, all you do is you hit approve. It's like a very cheap transaction, the one that you always do in every Ethereum interaction. And then after that, you deposit it. The one thing, though, to call out on that, and I'm, here we go, going back to this. The one thing to call out on that, Jordan, and I'll let here we go. Now we're back to your screen. Can you remind everyone, if you're a liquidity provider, this has been a really volatile token. I mean, it's gone up from $6 up to 400, 500, shot up to 1900. Now it's back down to wherever it is at today. So, this is a token where impermanent loss is going to be a part of the experience. And so I think it's important folks are aware of that, because that's a risk. If you show up with a certain amount of meme right now and the token price shoots back up, you're going to have less meme and more Ether, but maybe that's your goal. Just like the person who added maybe at 1900, they would have more meme now because the price tanked. And so they are technically buying meme from others who are selling it. So just all those complications.
Yeah, you said it. There is risk of impermanent loss. If you zoom in really close and you're short-sighted, and this with the crazy volatility of the price, that's something to be aware of. However, there are ways around that, right? Just the accrual of the token price itself, depending on where you get in. The offset of minting one of these things, we saw where the legendary Sergey sold for 77.7 ETH on OpenSea. Some of these cards sell for 20, 30, 40 ETH on the secondary market. So
there's definitely a payoff there. And it's not guaranteed. Tomorrow, folks could stop buying these, but worth noting, despite all the impermanent loss, like the secondary market here has been buying up these cards. Actually, I was going to try to look it up, Jordan, to see what's the most recent one that's sold and how much it's been over the last few days. Have you checked OpenSea at all lately?
Yeah, can you see my screen? I'm on that tab now.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Walk us through this.
So I pulled up Meme on OpenSea. We're looking at activity, and then I filtered it only to sales, and you can see what's being sold. So about an hour ago, we sold the Sergey Rare, or not we, a user who had minted the Sergey Rare went and listed it on OpenSea, and they sold it for 1.1 ETH. We didn't mention it, but we have a separate pool for our first artist drop, which is we worked with Sven Eberwein. He created several pineapple-related 3D animated art, and this one just sold for 1.1 meme. So it's also something to discuss, but the meme token itself is being used as a means of exchange here, where you could actually use meme to buy one of these things. And what I think is cool is that these users are not dumping these NFTs for ETH or DAI. They're actually putting it back into the ecosystem, and they're getting meme so that they can go then take it back and use it for additional farming purposes. So that's pretty exciting. But yeah, you can see here that here's another one that we haven't mentioned. We did an airdrop to all users who had held the card, a rare Pranksy card, and that's being sold for because because it was an airdrop, it's being sold for a smaller amount here. But yeah,
Jordan, what did I have to do to earn that one? I think I did get that. Like, as long as I was staking meme, would I have earned this airdrop over the last week?
Yeah, so the other day we did an airdrop. It was kind of in celebration of our 1 month of being live on Ethereum, or 1 month of being a protocol. So
like a lifetime.
Yeah, really. But to commemorate the historic event of being alive for 30 days, we worked with the artist Pranksy. He's one of the top. He's a collector. He's a personality. He or she is an artist. So They created this one of a kind don't buy meme Pranksy collab. And what we did is we took a snapshot of all the wallets, all the users that had participated in that 1 month, everyone who had participated in a pool. So anyone that had tried out the product, whether you still hold Pineapple, whether you're still staking, or you jumped in, tried it, and jumped out, any wallet that connected to any of our pools, we did an airdrop for this thing. So it goes to your point of like,
fun, man. This stuff is just like it's art. Memes are fun. Like I'm definitely like addicted to this right now. It's just and the cool thing is that artist drop is series 0. The work that Sven does is amazing. Like I love all of these. They're really fun. I love making money like anyone does in our space. I really don't have any sense of whether I'm gonna be able to sell any of the art that I'm minting. I just am having fun minting it right now. And I'm trying to mint the crash test one, hopefully today. I'm like 1.3 meme away from it, but I'm sure there's others like me that are waiting. Jordan, there was a question here though, timely question about this pool. So let's say, if you go back to that one. So that pool is an artist series. Let's say these all get minted. Michael was asking, can you see on screen now? It says, what will happen to my pineapples in the event series or artist series when everything is minted? Can they be used for other events or artists, or are they useless at that point?
Yeah, that's a good question. You're right. Yeah, if you miss out on the crash test, you would then maybe pick up a couple of these other ones. But that's...
Let's pretend they're all minted at this point in time, knowing that obviously the community can vote to, which I'm sure this is going to be something that'll come up within the community. If you hop into the meme Discord, there's going to be a lot of folks who end up with a lot of pineapple that haven't minted anything. So I guess right now the answer is we don't know, right? We're just there's no plan. If all of these are minted by Sven, they're gone, and those pineapple just sit within that pool.
Yeah, I would say you're right. There is an open discussion. I would say join Discord, let your voice be heard. There's something about just like one pool, one shot, right? And if you missed it and you're sitting on pineapples that are unused, maybe that's just the risk that you take. Others are asking for continuing to add new artist drops to the same pool that I can then use. My pineapple points that have been accruing. To me, there's this tricky balance, right? We do want to take care of the users that have been staking since the beginning. However, it's not really accessible for a new user if they join and competing against people that are just sitting on a bunch of pineapple points. So we want to be aware of that. So that's TBD at the moment.
What about Jordan, related to that? So I was trying to explain this to my wife, who's like, why the hell am I married to this guy? Why? Like, I thought things were getting better, and now he's earning pineapples. I was trying to explain it all to her, and I was trying to relate it to the legacy art world. And I'm not from that world, but Matthew from Send, who runs the whip in Crypto Voxels, and then Rizzle, Trizlet, and Jimmy from Token Smart. Those are their names, or those are their like anonymous names they use. They've taught me a lot about how the digital art world reflects the legacy art world. So when I think about staking my meme, I'm holding it, and I'm thinking that by staking it, it maybe like helps to hold the price up eventually. I know I haven't heard you talk about this, but I at least have thought like this has got to be helping by putting the token to work, and thus there's less tokens available out there. End of day, I'm thinking I would love to see more artist series drops, and I am hopeful, or I guess I'm wondering, is there a plan for how you continue to incentivize artists to work with you? Because like, for example, Sven, I would hope has a number of these limited edition. Like I hope he's got, aside from what's minted, that it's there up front, that of course the artist should have more more of these that they've created so that they can benefit from potentially selling them on the secondary market. Anyways, I'm just thinking about that. How do you incentivize artists to work with you? Like, do you think that the community will pay them in meme, or is it about exposure? The artist does it and feels like the meme platform helps to get their art out there and get more people buying their art?
Yeah, I think there are multiple ways where an artist benefits. You gave a couple good examples of extra like notoriety and community getting involved in following this artist, but there is direct compensation built in. For now, this artist drop was drop 0, so it was an experimentation. So we paid him directly in this case. A number of donations were made within the meme community to say, hey, let's make sure Sven gets paid, because people are profiting on it, and mentioned some of the aftermarket sales that have occurred. So we took care of Sven, and we sent him some assets there. But moving forward, we'll actually build in artist compensation and royalties into the platform. So it'll be all within the smart contract, where every time, and we're still working out the economics, but maybe every time someone enters the fund or enters the pool, a small percentage goes to the artist, or maybe it's on minting.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And then there's also the secondary market, as you mentioned, where OpenSea has this ability to send the smart contract percentage of every secondary sale. So we're working with artists right now. They're lining.
Okay, I didn't realize that, Jordan. So if I were to sell one of Sven's pieces of art, he does get a cut from OpenSea.
Yeah, right now it's working out where it comes to us. Just for full transparency, it comes to our developer fund, our multi-sig, and then we're working it offline where we will share with him a percentage. But
after the champagne and cocaine, right? After you use it for that, and then you give it to Sven. Yeah.
But we're now, so it's done a little bit manually, a little bit done offline because it was early. But moving forward, adding layers of we're working into the mechanics of the thing where it'll start paying the artist directly on every mint, on every transaction, so that the artist can continue to make money. So I do see this as a long-term benefit for the artist. And imagine, I mean, if you just do the math and check out what a couple percentage points would do to when these pools start earning, people start putting value into these pools, just imagine what some of these percentage points would be. An artist can make significantly more in setting these things up versus selling directly on an OpenSea or Rarible. This is actually an artist platform that they could actually, this is a competitive space, but in addition to just earning additional money, in addition to out earning what you might find on other platforms and other marketplaces, this is really a place to engage an artist's community, because more than just one whale going and buying an NFT, they're able to drive a bunch of traffic here. People keep coming back, like you said yourself, you keep coming to check in how many pineapples have you earned. It's this collaborative community event, and the engagement is crazy. You should see some of our Web2 analytics. People keep coming back and they're refreshing the page.
It's a tab I never close. I mean, so I heard about it, and I was kind of following whatever you had been tweeting about it, but it was what, a few weeks ago? Like, I think it was the Artist Series 0 had just, whenever it dropped, you sent me a message like, yo man, you should check out this new art. I went on there and it finally clicked. I was like, this is so much fun. Like, and the Artist Series 0, you didn't say it to me. I read that and was like, clearly they're going to do more of this. And then it's like, okay, this is a great example of a platform that's really designed for utility. Sure, there's clearly money involved. I think the thing that sucks is that, it's good for everyone holding meme, but meme, the price having gone up, I recognize that now one needs at least one meme, and that price is a roadblock to a lot of people participating. That being said, I don't know. Maybe there's room in the future for a token with a fixed price, that like is just for like, hey, if you want to participate, even though the meme token, let's say, is too much, you can buy this for $10, and you can mint more rare more common memes. But anyways, it's just you
Good
look
point.
at it daily, and there's so many ideas.
Yeah, so many ideas, and I would say right now the minimum is one, just done because at the time the value was pretty low. I will say that there's this new event series where we've partnered with Blockchain Summit, where it's this new collection, a new pool where you're able to actually mint these event-related NFTs, and instead of just holding them, and yeah, it's more marketing, it's more like a flyer, but instead of just holding them and looking at them, you actually get these additional, you get these rights and privileges to participate in additional events. So you can get access to a specific exclusive VIP Telegram group, and you can do different things. But in this case, the reason I bring it up is that there is no minimum. So you can actually join the pool with 0.01 meme, and you can participate even at a smaller scale.
Nice.
We'll continue to see things like that. Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, I mean, there's pros and cons to whatever you do, but I think like end of day, there is some real thought here into like preventing larger money from gaming the system. I do have a few different wallets that are farming for these NFTs, and there's no doubt if I could combine the credits, I mean, it would fix my problem of wanting to mint some of the rarer ones. And again, at the same time, like, I love the fact that I'm not able to do that. And it hit me like right away. I was like, oh man, they like really thought through like every angle here. The one thing I will be very interested as a meme community member now is I'm excited to see what the community has to say about these pineapples that would be left over. There's got to be something there that can be done that seems fair without I'd hate to see someone just collecting pineapples and never minting. The point is for you to mint this art, and if you're not, it's kind of defeating the purpose of it. So lots of cool stuff to think through there.
Yeah, a lot of room to roam here. I'll just mention it's been 30 days, and it was originally an experiment, but it's obviously one that is pretty successful. I would say we found product market fit here, and I would say be patient if you have some of these weird kind of hangups, because it's early and we have a broad vision, a grand vision. We'll fix a lot of these issues. At the end of the day, we want to take care of the people that have been with us since the beginning and built up a big balance. But community is number one for us. That's what got us here. That's what kind of kicked this whole thing off. So we want to make sure we take care of the little guy. It's all at the end of the day, it's all for memes. It's all for fun.
Jordan, can you talk us through? There was a question here from someone about. Here we go, from Joey. Can we get some insight on what we can expect from Meme as far as their plans for the future? We talked a little bit about the artist series. That's going to clearly continue. Anything else though that you can talk about, or that's like already like on the roadmap?
Sure. Yeah. Just to cover that again, artists are lining up to work with us. So expect new artist drops, expect new Genesis cards.
Nice. Oh, more Genesis cards. That's cool.
More Genesis cards. Don't think we're done there.
Stack those pineapples in the Genesis pool. Note to self.
Keep on stacking.
Hodl my pineapples. Spend them all on the Genesis cards.
Start piling your pineapples. I don't know. But yeah,
my wife is gonna be like, where is our crypto portfolio? What's going on? I'm like, honey, we got like 300 pineapples. Do you realize that I could mint 2 Meme Boy memes? What the hell is this? Anyways, sorry. What? Yeah. Anything else though worth calling out that's coming?
Yeah, we're partnering with the who's who in DeFi, a number of protocols. I'm excited just in these next couple of days to be making some of these announcements. But some of the top DeFi protocols, partnering with them in NFT creation, NFT staking. So for the average user, you'll start to see more and more assets, start to see more and more pools. You'll see an improvement on this protocol. You'll start to see kind of these, I wouldn't call it like a white label, but just like deeper integration into other protocols. If you're a big fan of a particular protocol, you might be excited to see that there's a partnership or some kind of collaboration. But the future, this is like short to medium stuff. We're continuing to work with artists. Longer term, it's more of a holistic platform. So as mentioned, I think we've kind of figured out some of the mechanics here to allow for artists to engage their community more, make more money. That will just kind of continue, and it'll become more of a platform where artists can get involved, have a little bit more say, have a little bit more direct access to revenue, a bigger slice of the pie, have a little bit more control. They can say, okay, this asset, I want to make it so that users can stake it, or this asset, I want to auction it off. So it's just a more holistic platform. The whole idea is to get artists paid and engage the users, and keep making fun products. So I can go on and on about my long-term vision. I honestly think that we stumbled on something that can act as a bridge for millions of users to cross over into DeFi. So this, for me, this is like a mass adoption for DeFi long-term plan.
Right? You're because it's just cool, versus like being like, let's talk about monetary policy.
Yeah.
Austrian economics. Okay. Now you watch 100 different videos and listen to all these podcasts. Now you're ready to participate. This is easy. This is fun.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, you and I spend most of our day talking about those things, and for a lot of us, that's super intriguing. And don't minus the fact that, hey, you can make some money here. But yeah. What I think is going to be really cool is, like, forget about all that, the profit seeking. There's some cool stuff that the blockchain and the Ethereum and DeFi can provide for some of these users that don't necessarily care about finance or don't necessarily care about squeezing out all that alpha, right? They're collectors, and again, these collectibles. It's really just scratching the surface because it's easy to do and it's easy to get artists and it's fun to create. But start thinking about all the benefits of NFTs and real world arts and access to other events and just tokenizing ownership of anything, both digital goods and real world goods. And you think about, what decades down the road, what like tokenized ownership of real assets, both IRL and virtual. So I'm all in, and it's been so fun kind of joining this NFT community. It's been really refreshing, especially coming from the DeFi crowd, where this NFT world, users and community members aren't profit seeking necessarily. Sure, you can go and you can resell these things, but it's really a love for the art and a love for this tech, this provable ownership. And I'm one of one. I'm one of 10 owners of this particular asset. It's been really fun. I'm very bullish on NFTs in general. Yeah.
Definitely it's been my first daily involvement with NFTs, and like I said, it's a lot of fun. Jordan, I was just checking to see if there are any other questions. I think we covered most of these. Someone was asking. Okay, actually, there's a few here, quick and easy ones. Here we go. What if the meme price going to be extremely high? What if the meme price goes really high? Have you thought about how you'll acquire new users?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I think we talked about a little bit of that.
Yep.
Where we're able to lower the minimums, where you don't need a full meme, you can buy a fraction of a meme, and you can use that. We talked about potentially tokenizing the pineapples, where you're able to then maybe buy and sell those, or rebasing to a dollar amount, or there's so many different ways we can go, and it's still early days. But we do, and then just I'd also add, imagine staking other assets, or if you're an artist like RAC, for example, who just announced his own personal token, and you want to launch on the meme platform, instead of instead of incentivizing users to stake meme, what if you stake the RDC token? Or what if you stake DAI? Or what if you stake ETH? So when you expand the stakeable asset, you then you reach a brand new audience. You then have additional like economics to think about there. But yeah, we just want to expand and open up and just become more accessible for more and more people.
Yeah, for this person's question too, just if you missed it earlier, the event series has no minimum. So you guys have already sort of addressed this. And then that's really cool to hear that you could use other assets in the future, because that way you don't have to acquire a new asset like meme. So lots of, I mean, those right there, you guys have solutions for these, and some of them are already implemented. Easy question for you here. What's your personal favorite meme so far?
My personal favorite, there's so many, it's hard to choose. That's the cheesy answer. I would say right now it's the Satoshi Legendary. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, we can see it. The one on the left.
I have, yeah, and if you look at my camera, I have it on canvas. So I'm still trying to mint the actual NFT so I can pair the NFT with the canvas. But I liked it so much that I had it printed. And my wife does not like the idea of it going above the bed, but here it is in my office. But that would be my personal favorite, the fake Satoshi Legendary.
Really cool, really cool. Let's see here. There was, I think, one more question. When do we get a Jordan card? Hopefully. I think this one we already covered. Will I need to stake separate pineapples in an artist pool for each individual artist? The way it's set up right now, yes. But again, hop into, go to don'tbuymeme.com. There's a link there for the Discord group, and that is definitely the place to talk with others in the community, because I'm sure this is something that's coming, right, Jordan? Like, have you guys, has it mostly been like off-chain governance so far? Just people talking in Discord, making decisions as a community, not overcomplicating it with like actual voting?
So yes and no. There's kind of this governance light, this diet governance that it's called the Citadel, and it's a meme, of course, to be calling things citadels, but it's this small group of token holders, and the price of entry is you need to hold 100 meme. And so if you hold 100 meme, you can kind of join this exclusive Telegram group. It's permissioned, where the user needs to be holding 100 meme in their wallet. Once you're in there, that's where the magic happens. A lot of brainstorming and discussions, and hey, why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? So there's the community, and a lot of things are put up for votes. Right now, it's not like an official DAO where you're signaling with your assets, but we're moving in that direction. And some of the things, it's like product decisions and tech decisions. It's done by the small group of us that with a product and tech background, but a lot is more put up for voting within this Citadel. So yeah, it's pretty interesting how we're doing it. Still taking baby steps. It's been a few weeks, right? So we don't want to make grand changes so quickly. We do want to take things slow with the community and listen to the users, listen to Citadel members, and do things right here.
Very cool. So I know you have more than 100 meme. Then someone earlier asked how much meme you have, and I think the better question is more, can you remind us when you guys did the original airdrop? This is the small group this is really the group that was hypothesizing what a product might even be. What was the original airdrop? Like, how many did each person receive? And then also, can you remind me how much was set aside for the treasury or development fund?
Sure. Yeah. In the early days, again, this was just like an hour after my tweet. No one knew what was going to happen. No one knew that this was becoming an actual product. Part of the positive side of this Genesis story is that it was this kind of magical moment, and there was no conception of a token or a product on it. The downside is that there was no money set aside for a dev fund, no money set aside for treasury to pay artists or to list on these exchanges or whatever. So it was completely distributed. So in the early days at the token creation event, there were about 75 people that were there in the early days of the community. and they all received an airdrop of 355.55 tokens. Most people, and yeah, that's a large amount. Most people, I would say, sold along the way.
Oh yeah, who wouldn't have? I mean, it's actually. I'm trying to think when he started tweeting about it, like laughing at himself about it. Anthony Sassano sold. He said he sold all of it, and it's just funny because I mean, honestly, if it would have hit $100, I wasn't in the group at the time. Like I really kind of dove into this over the last few weeks. So I like to think I'm buying everyone's bags of meme on the way up, but I just think it's hilarious. Like who could foresee that? And it's interesting because this is another example of like, you never know what's going to catch on, but you can't unsee a product that actually provides value. And at the end of the day, I've said it like 100 times in this interview, like it's just fun. It's really, really fun. And the art's cool. And every time I've shown a friend, or I wrote up a little tutorial last night for Lark Davis, who's like a crypto YouTuber, has a newsletter. And I wrote up a little tutorial for it. And like the images are just beautiful because the images I'm screenshotting are art, you know? And so it's exciting. I mean, who would have thought the price would go up to where it's at? But I really appreciate that there's already this ability to stake in a pool like the event series without a minimum. So again, the idea here is to make this more inclusive. And I think you guys are already accomplishing that.
Yeah, that's the long-term vision. It had this weird origin story of token distribution. A lot of people not really, yeah, why wouldn't you sell for a few ETH after, you know, after this token, which had no value at the time, started to rise. But I think what's really cool is that a small team of people got behind it and said, hey, this could actually be something cool. I think we've stumbled onto something really cool. And then now it's just kind of widening the base. We've proven there's something here, there's something of interest for a lot of people. So yeah, now just making it more and more accessible, kind of spreading the word.
Very cool. Let's see. Any other questions before I let you go? Jordan, oh, here we go. Good idea here. Easy one. Can Meme have its own marketplace instead of Rarible and OpenSea?
I think there's something there. I mean, we're friends with the guys at both those places. So we're you know, working with them on a number of things and integrations. But I think there's something there where we kind of close the loop and allow the user to just transact from our platform. I think there's something there to be explored.
I mean, like at the end of the day, you can't discount the distribution and the reputation of Rarible and OpenSea. There's a lot there. I only started paying attention to Rarible in the last like 6 months, unless they like, I think it was about 6 months. OpenSea, though, I've known about for a few years, and they've been building a long time. So, you know, they've got millions of NFTs on there, and I think, yeah, it might be interesting. But I also know like building a marketplace that sounds like quite a headache, like to take on. You already just coordinating all these artists is going to be challenging enough. And anyways, man, it's just so cool. It's such a cool project. Really happy for you and everyone else. And thank God the community pushed for it. Cause I mean, again, it was the Degenerator, the original tweet was funny. But in all honesty, I saw it and I was like, Jesus, please tell me this is a joke, right? This is funny. This is not, cause at that point it was like, how many more stupid clone FoodFi projects can we get? Even not calling this project stupid. I made a joke in another tweet, like, you know, what about Pickle? And then I think I said something after it, like I'm kidding, that's not a real project. And then someone tweeted, they said, actually, we're releasing, it was from like Pickle Finance. So, you know, it's part of the excitement of this community. DeFi on Ethereum right now is just, it's just exploding with growth, and even with a little bit of a drawdown here, and definitely call it a micro bubble, whatever this has been. It's deflated just a little bit. I see value like this that's being built, and I don't think you guys are going anywhere. I think this is,
Yeah,
here to stay.
I try not to appreciate that because I try not to look at price too much. A lot of community members care about that, and
I only look at it once an hour. Every hour. That's
okay.
Yeah, the other 59 minutes I don't look at it, but yeah.
Yeah, you know me. I'm a product builder. I try to just provide value and chat with the user base and keep iterating and exploring, experimenting with new products. So that's where I'm at. I just love to build on DeFi. I love to engage users, as you know from a background that we just discussed, where we're building mobile apps that make people smile at JibJab and my startup before that. So that's what it comes down to. I've just enjoyed building something that kind of mixes fun and memes and lols with the DeFi stuff. So yeah, to be honest, I haven't had this much fun in crypto ever. So it's been a blast. There's a lot of things we need to figure out, but I'm excited for the future. The number of partnerships that are lining up, the number of artists that are wanting to work with us. Like there are some bright spots, big announcements coming soon, and there's a bright future, I believe.
Jordan, before you go, I should be asking more guests this. Who would you like to see us interview or bring on? Like any existing or new projects or just interesting folks that we should have on?
Yeah, that's a really good question. My mind immediately goes to NFTs because I would like to see.
Yeah. Who are you thinking of?
There's so many people. Maddie, Decentraland blogger. I'm trying to remember his handle, but Maddie's a great guest. Andrew Steinwald. He was recently on the Bankless podcast. He's a great guest. There are a number of folks that I think that are kind of leading, that are kind of the loudest voice and just like market leaders or thought leaders into this NFT meets DeFi space that I think would make tremendous guests and kind of continue to like sing the praises of this community and maybe paint a better picture than I could on the future of NFTs.
Now, well, I really appreciate your time. I think hopefully we've covered everything here and folks have a better sense of how MEME actually works, what's so fun about it. And yeah, man, I hope we have you back soon. Like just keep up the great work, and hope you are doing well with the kids homeschooling right now. Is that still going on with
still going on? It's rough, man, to be honest. It's tough. The kids are troopers. They're doing well, all things considered. Hopefully within these next few months, we're able to get the kids back in there. But yeah, we're getting through it for sure.
Yeah. It's definitely, it's interesting times. Definitely hard to get a lot of work done with the kids at home. But anyways, appreciate your time, Jordan. Thanks everyone for watching. We will possibly do this tomorrow. We're normally going to be doing this Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but over the last week, we've done it every day, weekdays, just because there's so many cool people to talk with. And so anyways, Jordan, thanks again. And we'll have this video up in just a few minutes for folks who want to watch it on playback. Thanks, everyone.